We're in the last week of September and we've had quite a few autumn storms, lots and lots of rainfall. And I thought I'd quickly take the chance now while the rain stopped to show you how my Chilean guavas are doing. This is one called Berry, and as you can see, it's really full of berries. I've already been picking quite a few because they have been ripening at different stages. You can see they're quite large as well. I'd say they're easily as large as the Kapow ones, which are meant to be the largest cultivars. And you can see they're ripening when they go from being sort of a really deep red to being more of a little bit more pale and also a bit more squishy, for want of a better word. They're just like sort of gentle. It's just sort of, you can sort of squeeze them a tiny bit and just feel that they give a bit. Then you know they're ready to be picked. And the smell of them is so amazing. It's like really sweet strawberry fragrance you can smell when you come past them. Over here is also one. It's the variegated cultivar called Flambeau. The berries on that one are a little bit more camouflaged. They're a bit lighter. They're a little bit smaller too. But that one is also quite loaded with berries. They taste slightly different to the Berry and also the Kapow. But they're really lovely. These ones both live in my warmest spot. This is a protected spot as well, to a certain degree. I mean, during the storm, everything was just blowing about everywhere, but nothing got knocked over, which is always a blessing. And they're just so delicious. And they have this white wall too, which reflects sunlight and everything, so it helps keep them warm, I think. It's always a few degrees hotter or warmer here than it is in other parts of the garden. And it's got walls on 3 sides, so that means that they don't get that much insane winds. But they're definitely ripe to be picked now. I'll pick a few later and you can see how they look on the inside, and I can talk about how they taste. The variegated ones are not ready yet. They're still quite little. If we show you how they look here, it's still a lot smaller, you can see. Actually, I think they might be ripe. Let's have a look at it. There's that one. It needs a bit more sweetness. You can definitely taste that distinctive flavor though. It has like a really good strawberry flavor, like sweets. Delicious. I think this one gets a bit more rosy. See that? Before they're ripe. But I want to show you my other plants as well, my other Chilean guavas, because I'm a huge fan of these, so I've grown lots of them. I'll take you to another part of the garden where they're also growing. This is the Kapow Chilean guava, or ugly Molinet, and it had the best, the biggest and the reddest berries last year. It was in a pot back then and on the patio, and then I decided to plant it here in what I thought was a protected spot. It's under the red devil apple tree. Look, here's the apple tree up here. Beautiful thing. But it really got cold during our really cold winter, and it lost at least half of its growth. I had to really chop it right back. And surprisingly, it pulled through and it fruited. It's got these berries here. They're not as red as even the Berry, and it was last year. So I'm thinking maybe because it's in this spot, it's not getting as much sunshine, so the berries aren't getting as red. And I thought maybe they weren't ripe, but I've been feeling them, you know, keeping that little squeeze test, and they're really soft and they're really sweet as well, and have that beautiful sort of bubblegum, tropical sweet flavor. Really, really good. A bit of pineapple there. A bit of citrusy kick there, zinginess, so delicious. They really are my favorites. So I'm going to start picking them as well. At least the larger ones of them, the squishiest ones of them. But it is surprising that it doesn't really like being here at all. I'm just going to keep on taking cuttings because they grow really well from cuttings, and then I can plant them elsewhere. I don't want to dig this guy up. I'm going to leave him here because I'll keep him protected. When it gets cold, if we're going to have frosts and everything, I will protect them because they're evergreen, and they're supposed to be able to withstand temperature drops down to sort of -10. But I think it's the cold wind that really got to this guy, because the coldest we had was -8, and it had like frost on it, on the leaves and everything. It's pretty pretty, but damaging. And so hopefully I'll put some blankets on it if that happens again this winter and try to protect it a bit. But I'll show you how good, how well, and how quickly they grow from cuttings. Here's a little group of my cuttings. I put them all together so we can have a look at them. I thought I had more of these Flambeau ones. Look how pretty they are. These were all taken around the same time last year, around October. I think I took some in September, and then the ones in October did best. You can see here this one has the date on it, so it's actually in November I took it. Bella berry one. And they're all doing well, so I'm thinking about planting them out, at least these guys here, into a spot where they can just spread a bit. You see, I use these sort of support. I make these little support cages for all of my Chilean guavas because they have this really sprawling habit where they just fall to the ground and spread that way outwards, more like ground cover. And I want to keep them more upright so that I can fit more in and sort of, they don't get all dirty and damaged by you know, dirt, I suppose. And rains and things like that. But yeah, I'm really happy with how well they take from cuttings. And over here I have a few that I bought last year. This one I got back in October, so I've nearly had him for a year. He is a Mexican mountain guava. Supposed to have sort of black berries. He's in the same family, he's also an ugni, so he's ugni montana. And he's grown quite a lot too. He's done really well, so I'm going to keep him in the greenhouse, protected from cold winds. But outside is unheated greenhouse. And then over here we have one I bought at the same time. Again, he's also in a little self-made cage. And he is an ugni candeli. It's supposed to be a pink one. They're all kind of pink, so I don't know why he's going to be pink. And he's not doing quite as well, but it's got some new growth there. I hope he'll be okay over winter. These guys are some of the first ones I actually bought. And they are just regular ugni molinae, the Chilean guavas. I think they're grown from seeds, so taking quite a while. They had a few flowers this year, but hopefully we'll get some flowers next year. And that is the rain, so I'm going to go back inside again. But that was my little collection. I'm going to go inside now before I get wet. Just look at how beautiful they are. I'll just cut one open so you can see what they look like on the inside. I really think that they look so much like blueberries. They don't taste anything like blueberries though. They're the same sort of size as large blueberries, but they just have this really special, unique flavor. It's really tropical. It's got, for me, it tastes a lot like pineapple and strawberries, and the smell of it is really, really strong. There's almost like artificial strawberry flavor that you get in sweets and things. That sort of really strong flavor, like wild strawberries as well, woodland strawberries. Those kind of concentrated flavors. That's the sort of scent you get when you're out there in that beautiful area. But yeah, it's just such a good flavor. It's like, people also liken it to what's it called, cotton candy, but I wouldn't say, I mean, I think maybe that's the artificial flavor they get there, that sort of really, really sweet strawberry, artificial strawberry flavor that they get in cotton candy too, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I've also said before that we think it tastes like that Hubba Bubba candy you get. It's tropical flavored candy and sweets. But either way, it's just a really delicious berry. And sometimes people think that they have a bit of herbal flavor to them, and I do know what they mean by that. The little green bits there on the end of the berries, they have a sort of flavor of maybe oregano or something like that, which makes it quite funny. So what I tend to do is I just tend to eat everything except for the little green bits. I mean, I don't mind the oregano flavor, it's very mild, especially as the berries ripen, that flavor gets more and more mild, and you can see it gets smaller as well, that little green bit. It gets smaller as the berries themselves ripen. But you can just, not eat it. Just like if you're eating a strawberry, it has that little green bit on it too. You can eat that green bit too, but that would probably taste quite herbal as well. So with this one, you can just leave the little green bits out, just like strawberries. and then you'll have only sweetness and no herbal flavors. But either way, it's such an amazing berry to grow. I really hope you'll try it and enjoy it. And I'll see you next time.